Hello, wanted to do a quick review of the Panasonic 42.5 1.7 OIS lens. Alright, so there are a lot of lenses in this range for the Micro Four Thirds. We have the Voigtlander Nokton 42.5 0.95. We have the Panasonic 1.2, and then we have not quite a 42.5mm, but close enough, the 45mm 1.8 Olympus. So we have four lenses there in the same focal range or close enough. Being that there's four lenses, I hope you all understand I cannot own and compare all four of them. However, I did used to have the Olympus 45mm, and I can compare it to that a little bit. The one thing I liked about the Olympus was the size. I just wished it focused closer and had image stabilization. Luckily, this guy fixes all of those things. Yeah, so this lens can be had for about $350 brand new. There were some bundle deals that may be still going on. However, if you want to shop used, the Olympus 45mm 1.8 is a little over $200. So you can save like $150 if you do not need the image stabilization and you do not care about close focusing distance. And what I love about this lens, especially compared to its more expensive brothers, the Nokton 0.95 and the Panasonic 1.2, is look how small it is. It's adorable. It's like a little kitten lens. As far as OIS goes, there is no switch on the side of the lens for OIS. You activate it in camera, similarly to how you do it to the kit lens, whereas the bigger lenses like the 12 to 35, 35 to 100 on a Panasonic have a OIS switch on the side. This one does not. It's too small. Yeah, I had some issues with this when I first got it. I put it on my G7 and the image stabilization was not on, which is very weird because the kit lens, which also does not have a OIS switch, automatically has the image stabilization turned on. This one did not, so you do have to go digging into the menu. Alright, it comes with a lens hood, and the weird thing is, I've never seen this before. I guess the Panasonic is doing this with newer lenses, but whenever you get a lens, you might have trouble putting on the lens hood and screwing it on. For whatever reason, there is a tiny little thin ring around the lens that you have to unscrew off first, and then that way that'll reveal the screw threads, and that way you could screw on your lens hood. Which is very weird because that seems completely pointless to me. I have no clue why Panasonic does this. This part seems completely useless. You could throw it out or give it to your cat to play with. I don't know. Someone explain to me why that little ring is there. I don't get it. So this is an obvious no-brainer. You buy this definitely over the Olympus unless you already have the Olympus. You might not be worth it to upgrade. The Olympus has no image stabilization, and again, this focuses closer. The image quality is a little bit better. All right, the build quality compared to the Olympus was a tiny bit smaller and it felt more plasticky to me. This actually, even though this does feel like very high-grade plastic, it actually can almost pass for metal. And again, considering how close these guys are in price compared to the Olympus, I would not recommend buying the Olympus version. Now, the main question is, a lot of people may not want that lens because they want to save up and get the more expensive 1.2 by Panasonic or the 0.95 by Nokton. And you'll have to decide that personally, obviously, but my thoughts are that I am personally a sucker for close focusing distance, and this lens focuses much closer than the Panasonic, focuses much closer than the Olympus. I love being able to like throw this on and just have it stay on, because then if like let's say you're doing a wedding, for example, you can get people shots, and then keeping the same lens on, you could actually get close-ups of decorations. And whereas if you wanted to get like these semi-macro shots using pretty much any other lens, you would have to switch lenses to a closer focusing lens, whereas this one can just stay on the camera. The Panasonic 1.2 and a Olympus 45mm have a very long focusing distance, and you might not be able to get as close as you'd like. Optically speaking, the 1.2 Panasonic and the 1.7 Panasonic, even though I don't have a side-by-side comparison on me right now, optically speaking, they are pretty much the same. You can't really tell a difference between them, aside from one of them is 1.2 and the other one is 1.7. But sharpness-wise, you have everything you need in the Panasonic 1.7. Yeah, and so if low light is a concern for you and you really want the 0.95 or the 1.2 Panasonic, obviously go for it. On the other hand, you could also save tons of money and just buy another low light lens and keep this for travel or keep it for the close focusing distance. Not everyone wants to carry something that's 4 times the size and like 10 times the weight. You know, it would be nice to have a 1.2 by Panasonic, but I figure, save $1,000, buy another Nokton lens or buy another fast glass lens. But another reason why I love this, aside from the light travel size, is unlike the GH4, which has been receiving a lot of complaints for its poor low light performance, if you get this with a Panasonic G7, it's such a great lightweight system. The Panasonic G7 is Panasonic's best low light performance DSLR they've made. G7 records comfortably up to 3200 ISO in my opinion, and you pair it with a 1.7 lens and that'll knock out 90% of low light shooting needs. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know in the comments below what's your favorite 42 or 45mm Micro Four Thirds lens.